I think home means 3 words, like love, trustworthy, and fun.
Home means to me a place where I feel secured, where I don't need to be scared, where I could be open with everyone.
Comfortable and where you fit in.
Where you're close to your family, close to your friends.
Home is my castle. It's a central point of your life. It's where you want to be all the time.
I think the Holocaust is a very important part of our history as Jews, and it really makes us value our homes and everything we have.
I wanted to hear these people's stories because I can't imagine what it's like to be forced from your home.
I was interested in making this video because it's a way for everyone to see how important home is to Jewish people, especially during tough times in Jewish history like the Holocaust.
What was it like for you growing up before the war?
My mother and my father and an older sister and a younger sister and I were poor. We lived in a 2-room house. I was never hungry. I mean, we had enough to eat, and I didn't associate with Lithuanians too much. We spoke Yiddish at home, and I had Yiddish friends, Jewish friends, you know, and life was not bad until the war broke out.
South Pacific, April 8th, 1944. Dear Ma and Pa, got some time this afternoon, so I'm gonna drop you a letter. We just came from a swim in the Great Pacific Ocean. Nice water, clear and clean, but it's so darn salty. I'm worried about Gene joining the war. He might find himself in the infantry and then be darn sorry. He now thinks of the fun of being a hero because he is so young. War isn't for heroes. I don't regret I am here, but there's no sense of him getting in, although a taste of Army life will do him good. He'll look at life different. Best of love, luck, and health. God bless you and Pa. Your loving son.
Can you tell us what it was like when you had to leave your home?
Most people hired horses and wagons, you know, to take your beds and all your furniture from where you lived in the city to the ghetto, you know. But once they closed the ghetto, you couldn't get out. The life was going from a normal life to a life of unknown, of terror, of being sentenced to death, actually. I mean, you didn't know when the sentence was going to be carried out.
I had 3 siblings to me. A older sister, then another sister younger for me, and a little brother from 10 years.
I guess having my grandma as a survivor really makes me value my life more, and it makes me especially value my family. My grandma lost her entire family because of the war.
I was in Auschwitz. I have my number. And it is that they make me that I'm Jewish when they look.
I guess my grandma's experiences are always in the background, and I want to say that I feel obligated to remain Jewish, but it makes me want to be Jewish more. Yeah.
The first day when we arrived, it was terrible. You want to hear? Yeah? The train was very dirty. We traveled, I would say, a day and a half, maybe more. And we didn't have no sanitary thing, no food, no water. It was awful. They take, right away when we came, men separate, women separate. and children. We lost so many children, close to 2,000.
When did I feel most alone? When I got separated from my father and my mother in June 1944 in concentration camp Stutthof. My friend and I, we knew that unless you worked for the Germans, they didn't keep you around. We expected to be taken to the gas chamber any day. Finally, they were short on transport for 50 men to Dachau, and we volunteered and they shipped us to Dachau.
Had in the hand a whip, and the corner from the whip had a little place. It's iron or something. And they used to announce.
We didn't have any sanitary facilities except the toilet and some wash basins. And naturally, unless you take a shower every day or change your clothes, you accumulate lice. And lice live on only one thing, human blood, you know. So that was a killer too, and a lot of people died from, you had a sore or a cut or anything, the lice would congregate and just suck the blood out of you.
The war ended May 8th, 1945. Our unit was in the vicinity, and I wanted to see Dachau. You couldn't just go into it. You had to get a permit. So I got the permit and I walked around that place, and I went through the shower rooms, I went to the incinerator rooms. I walked around that place and I saw these skeletons covered with skin. They were still incinerating because there were a lot of dead bodies around. That's Dachau. You just don't have any feelings. If you have any feeling, you're just like there. Skeletons with skin were alive. These people were walking around and leaving the camp. They were wearing the striped uniforms, but they were still alive.
I could probably stay here and talk for hours and still you wouldn't convey the horrible feeling you have when you were there, you know. And I hope it never happens to anybody else.
All means to me, I'm secured. I live with my father, my mother, my sisters, my little brother, that I have such a pain when I talk about him. He didn't leave yet, nothing. So when you think about it. It's very hard to think about. That's in that moment, I just want to run away, just hide myself someplace. Funny thing.
The Holocaust is such an important part of our history that we have to remember and make sure that it never happens again.
I guess I was interested in making this video because it's a way to figure out what home is in different times in Jewish history, especially during tough times like during the Holocaust.
As a grandchild of a Holocaust survivor, I've heard all of the stories, and so they're always in the back of my mind, and so home is a feeling that is really, I treasure it because my grandmother didn't have it, and because her home at my age was a wooden shelf in a barrack in Auschwitz, and my home is a beautiful house, and I have a bed and a computer and, you know, anything that I need, it's there. And so home is a really important thing to me.
Some people ask me if I believe in God. I do believe in God. I belong to synagogue. My children had bar mitzvahs, I had a Jewish education, they went to Hebrew school. Elie Wiesel said he was angry with God. I couldn't understand it. Elie Wiesel was only in the camps for 8 months. I was in there for close to 4 years. I don't know why he's angry with God. God didn't do it. Human beings did it. God gives you a choice to be good or bad. The choice is up to you.